Hey guys, this is Kirk from Trinity Bow Release. We just want to introduce to you our new bow release, new compound bow release that we just came out with. So we just want to dive right in, and I just want to explain basically what the functions are of this and the adjustability and just everything that goes along with it. We're just going to dive right into it. So this is the new bow release. So it's a handheld bow release, and it's fully adjustable in every way. And the reason we even designed this was because there just wasn't anything that I actually wanted in the woods that was on the market. And so I was like, hey, well, maybe I'll just design my own. And then from there, I actually just put it all away. I drew it all up. I put it all away. And then I didn't do anything with it. And then the years go by, and then I was like, I just really felt like the Lord was like, hey, like, pursue, like, getting this made. So that is why I actually started pursuing, like, getting this made. And these are the first prototypes that we have. So I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit. So it is fully steel and fully aluminum. So there is no cheap parts on it whatsoever, and everything is built to quality. Everything's oversized, and it'll last you the rest of your life. So I'm gonna talk about just the whole like design in itself. Is I wanted one that was handheld, that wasn't around my wrist, which we'll talk about that a little bit also. But that's handheld and it's adjustable in every way. So it has a tension spring under the trigger. We'll just start there. That when you release it, it still stays open, but when it has tension on it. So it doesn't just drop off or fall off in the woods when you're in the actual stand. So that was something that I really wanted because I actually will use it without like a wrist strap or anything like that, without a paracord. So I wanted to be able to just hook it on my bow, lock it on there, and then it would be ready to go. And I don't ever have to worry about it falling off, whether I'm walking through the woods with it attached to it or not. The next thing is the adjustability on the actual trigger length, because we're like, okay, like, do your hands actually fit in these holes? Like, where's the trigger going to lie on my hand? And I'm going to bring this part up. So we have all the adjustments, and it's all threaded, which you could be 6'6", 7 foot tall probably, and it would still reach your trigger finger where you want it to lie on your hand. And I'm just going to explain and kind of show you how you just, it's all threaded. Like I said, steel shaft, the handle's aluminum, the housing on this is aluminum, everything else is steel on the entire thing. Just twist it all the way down to wherever you want it to lie on your finger. So for me, I run it on like the third adjustment. So I'm just going to show you how we just run it all the way down in here. For me, I'm 5'9". I put it on the third notch. You just twist it all the way down. It's about right there. This part swivels 360 degrees. So when you do lock, we have 2 set screws, 1 on each side. So you'll lock both those set screws in to exactly where you want it. These grooves will keep it in place. It can literally not come out. My kid is 8 years old. I got a 5-year-old. It doesn't fit his hand quite too well, but the 8-year-old, it fits in his hand really well when you adjust this thing all the way down as far as it'll go. So it'd be great for like 8-year-olds and up. It'd be great for like women that want a handheld bow release that has your trigger finger design. So that's what I always really enjoy, because I would just can't get into like the thumb releases. And I always wanted like the actual trigger finger, but I didn't want it attached to my wrist either. So we came up with a solution for all of it. And I wanted it to be adjustable for everybody's finger length where they want it to lie. The next thing that I want to talk about is the actual trigger and the function of the trigger. So we have a tension spring right here, which I created to where you can have the tension or you can have a clean break in the design. So when you pull down the trigger, it still has tension on it. but you still get the clean break, and it still opens up to where you want it to release. Well, I know a lot of people like the clean, crisp break on the trigger. So I'm just going to show you. You can literally take the Allen wrench. That'll be included with the release. You just press it in, lift it up, and the spring comes out. So now, which you just have the nice clean break. So it just cleanly breaks every time. And you have no back tension on it. So when you just barely give it pressure, it's opening up all the way. But you can still hook it to your bow and it won't fall off either. The spring just makes it like a guarantee. Though if you just barely touch it, it won't just drop off. Because I've been in the stand before. I've been actually just practice right in the range. And if I leave it like this and something barely touches it, it'll just drop it off onto the ground. So that's why, I enjoy having the back tension spring, but I wanted to offer something where everybody actually still likes it and you can customize it however you want. We also throw in, as of right now, on the first 500 that we're making, we're going to have the paracord. You can put the paracord around your wrist. And for me, I just take my teeth, bring it down, and then you have it attached to your wrist. So when you draw it back, you actually have complete, you won't have to worry about it falling off or slipping out of your hands. And I've shot it with wet fingers, I've shot it with sweaty fingers, and I've never had to worry about it coming out of my hands, even like this. But I do know some people, even my hunting friends, that enjoy having something attached to their wrist. And if you're walking, you kind of can hang down. For me, if I'm done shooting, if I'm practicing and I shoot it, I'll just lock this right back on my D-loop and then I'll hang the bow up. So really, it's whatever you like is there. So that's why we designed it that way. You don't like just the standalone where you can hook it on the bow. We'll show you this in a little bit. Or you hook it on your bow and you can leave it. If you want and you're drawing it back and you have nothing on your wrist, which I'm fine with. I'm comfortable with it. I feel fine with it. But I know some people like to have something on their wrist for safety, or they want that comfort. So that gives you the rundown on the adjustability, the trigger. Let's just go into the design a little bit. So the design on it. So the way we set this up, I'll show it to you this way. So the logo is actually facing down with it. So the design, I thought, why not make it shaped like an arrow? I thought it would be a cool design to actually mill out the aluminum to where it's shaped just like an arrow. So you have your broadheads at the bottom, and then you have the shaft that runs up, and then your fletchings on the back side. And this will kind of be trademark, I guess you would say, of Trinity Bow Release. Most of the releases that we'll put out will look like an arrow on the top in some way or form. As far as the logo, you got TR for Trinity Release, and it's wrapped in a shield, and you got the arrow in the middle. So Trinity, which means in the Bible, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So Jesus changed my life 7 years ago. And I know that he's the one that gave me the design, and he's the one that wanted me to build this. So that's why I actually built it. So to have the shield, to have the arrow, just represents a lot of things biblically as to the design of the actual logo. So I just wanted to share that with you all real quick. Now that we gave you all the rundown on the bow release and how it functions and how it adjusts, we're going to go to the range and show you how everything works and how to draw it back and the safest options. And you all get to actually see it in person live. All right, guys. So now we're in the range here. I want to actually show you how this functions, what it looks like, how you hang it on your bow, and just the differences of what's out there compared to what I actually wanted while I'm in the stand. So right here, we have the bow hanging in the stand. And whether you're sitting down or not in the stand, I always enjoyed just hanging a release on the actual D-loop and leaving it. So you can just hang this one straight on the D-loop, just like you do a thumb release or anything else. Or like I said, you do have the paracord that you can wrap around your wrist if that's the way that you like it. And then I'll say a buck comes out, then you can hook it to your D loop and shoot. But this was the reason really for the back tension on the spring for me, because I wanted to be able to hang it on there and not worry about it falling off at all. So even though I put a little tension on the spring, it's still there. It's still not going to fall off. And then if you push it all the way down, it releases it. So, but even with the spring removed, it will obviously still hang on your bow just fine, just like anything else. But I like that extra like security of just keeping it on there to where it's lashed on there tight. Other than that, it still swivels. So you have to have the 360-degree swivel, because once you set your 2 set screws in, it's like you still need to be able to line this up exactly where you want it. So that's why it does that. And so this was the whole reason for actually creating this bow release, is to have a handheld option that still uses your trigger finger. And just for me, I mean, as a hunter, I just always enjoyed everything that has like the trigger finger gun. Even the bow releases, I would use like a wrist strap release, that has your trigger finger. But I wanted something where I could just hang it on there and just leave it. So that's why we designed it. And now I'm just going to kind of show you how it functions, how it shoots, what it looks like when you draw it back, and everything else. So let's just get to it. So when you're drawing it back, you don't ever want to put your finger up here or right here by the trigger as you draw it back. So you got 3 fingers. You're going to take your 4th finger and just put it right in front of your middle finger. And that's how you're actually going to draw it back. That's going to give you your full drawing power of anything else. But you don't want your finger up here, because I'm telling you, if you barely touch this trigger when you're drawing it back, it'll just smack you in the mouth. That's not what you want. You don't want to explain that to your friends. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to try to draw it back a little slower for you all to just show you how it functions. So you draw it back, then you take your trigger finger, move it up on your trigger, and shoot. Obviously, when you grab this and you hold it tight, I mean, for me, like, I don't feel any reason why this would like come out of my hands. And I know, like, even building it, I was like, oh, well, what's it gonna feel like when I actually draw this back in my hand? And that's the reason for like the paracord and stuff like that. If people don't feel safe with it, just like it is right here, they can put that on there for safety. Shoot the bow, 20 to 50 times, and then if they want to take it off, then take it off, and then obviously you're good to go from there. So for me, it's like, obviously I've been shooting it for a while with the prototypes and stuff like that. So for me, it's like I just enjoy not having the string on it. And when you grab it, you're just going to grab it firmly. And like I said, you don't put your finger on the trigger when you draw it back, but you keep it in front. And as you draw it back, you just line everything up like you want it. So a lot of people like when the string like touches their nose, all that kind of stuff. But then you just anchor it right on the side of your cheek. And I'll just show you kind of how it functions again. You draw it back, anchor it where you want it, move your finger up on the trigger. Oh, shoot. And that's it. That's how it all functions. So, you have any questions? So that's how you shoot the Trinity Bow Release and all the functions. And you can go to the website. You can buy it now. You can check it out even more on the website. We'll link the videos to it. And just provide everything that we possibly can for you all to have something that's different that'll last you the rest of your life. So thank you all.